We really need to confront that lingering anxiety I think we all feel about AI automation right now. So if you're sitting there wondering how this tech is actually going to impact your career, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to break down both the mindset and the mechanics of turning this tool into, literally, your biggest asset.
I mean, is AI coming for your job? It is absolutely the question of the decade, isn't it? Every terrifying headline out there tells you that AI is here to replace everyone. It creates this underlying hum of panic in almost every single industry. But today, we really need to set the record straight on what's actually true. We've got to separate the sensational clickbait from the reality of how business and leverage are fundamentally shifting.
So there's a huge myth out there that AI replaces everyone, that it's this monster coming to clear out the office. But the reality? AI replaces people who don't use it. It is not the technology itself taking your spot. Actually, scratch that. It's more like it's a competitor or a peer who has chosen to adapt and use that technology to outpace you.
Think about it exactly the same way Excel didn't replace accountants. It replaced the accountants who refused to learn it. Remember that massive transition from paper ledgers to digital spreadsheets? Excel didn't end the accounting profession. Accountants are obviously still incredibly vital today, but it absolutely became the new baseline. It replaced the folks who stubbornly clung to pen and paper. AI is the exact same thing. It's the new baseline for knowledge work. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Routine work goes to AI, but directing the work, that goes to you. The people most afraid right now are often doing routine, repetitive work that, frankly, AI genuinely can do better and faster. But rather than seeing this as a threat, you've got to recognize it as an incredible opening to stop executing and start directing. You get to step away from being the person doing the manual labor on the assembly line and step into the role of the person designing the factory. So how do we actually step into that role?
Well, let's look at the playbook. We're going to cover 5 core principles of working with AI.
Principle 1, you are the director. AI is a multiplier. That means it takes what you already do well and just removes the slow execution in between. But here's the catch. Without your specific direction, your unique context, and your initial spark of an idea, the output immediately turns completely generic. You are the vital variable that makes the system produce something valuable rather than just, automated noise.
Moving on to principle 2. Prompting is a real skill. It is a learnable skill, not just typing a casual question into a search bar and hoping for the best. The massive gap between mediocre, robotic AI output and truly excellent, ready-to-use material, that lives almost entirely in the prompt you provide, which means you need to practice it deliberately, refining how you actually communicate with the model to get exactly what you need.
This brings us to principle 3. We're talking about raising the ceiling, not just the floor. Most people use AI to just do their old routine work a little bit faster, and sure, that's raising the floor. But the real leverage comes when you use AI to attempt things that were previously entirely out of reach for a single person. Don't just do the old work faster. Use AI to attempt the impossible and totally expand what you're actually capable of delivering.
Principle 4 is one I honestly find incredibly reassuring. Your taste doesn't automate. AI can generate endless options, endless drafts, and endless variations of a project. But it cannot judge what is genuinely right, resonant, or emotionally impactful for your specific audience. That human taste, that nuanced judgment call, that is permanently yours. You are the ultimate editor-in-chief of your automated systems.
And principle 5, the final one for the playbook, make it a habit, not an event. If you're only firing up an AI tool once a week to write a tricky email, it's just a novelty. But when it's embedded inside every single workflow, research, drafting, analyzing, planning, it becomes vital infrastructure. Think about how email became vital infrastructure 2 decades ago. You don't do email as a special event, right? It's just how you work. AI needs to be the exact same way.
Okay, now that we have the playbook, let's talk about the pitfalls. Here are some common mistakes you absolutely need to avoid.
We've got 4 main system killers to watch out for. First, never ever accept the first draft as a finished product. The first output is the starting point, not the end. Second, don't give vague context. Third, stop losing your winning prompts. If you find a prompt that works beautifully, save it. Build a memory bank. Don't leave that value on the table. And fourth, don't expect AI to set your strategy. AI executes your strategy. It absolutely does not invent your vision.
I actually want to pause on that context piece for a second, because vague input produces vague output every time without exception. This is the most common place people stumble.
Always remember that AI executes incredibly well, but if you give it absolutely no context about your goal, your audience, or the tone you're going for, it will hand you uselessly vague output every single time. You just have to feed it the background information if you want high-level results.
So what does this all mean for you? The code to leverage is right in front of you. As we've seen, AI isn't here to replace human potential, it's here to multiply it. The only question left to answer is this: will you be the multiplier, or will you be the replaced? Will you choose to master these workflows, or let someone who did take your place? The choice is entirely yours.